Hi, Freedom's Chapel. It's your Pastor Roz Nichols with this moment of encouragement, which draws inspiration from Stevie Wonder and Psalm 133 and 1, which says, "How very good and pleasant it is when kindred live together in unity." In 1973, Stevie released Superstition. Anybody remember the bridge in which Stevie said, "When you believe in things that you don't understand, then you suffer. Superstition ain't the way." That was over 37 years ago, but honestly, that's the song that dropped into my spirit when I heard Terry Jones ignorantly proclaim that Islam, the faith tradition of 1.6 billion people around the globe, was from Satan, and that he was going to host a Burn the Quran event at, of all places, his church. Wow. Caused me to remember a time when I was blessed by a local imam who gave me a copy of the Quran and offered to help me study it to gain a better understanding of its teachings. I kept my copy on my coffee table, and my housekeeper at the time had a nasty habit of moving it or hiding it or outright replacing it. I finally realized that she was afraid of it, that she really was uncomfortable with the book. She knew I was a Christian. We met while working at the same church together. She also knew I was an ordained, seminary-trained preacher. She had talked about that. And yet, her limited understanding, and I dare say even her ignorance, made her not able to reconcile those two. And so she would hide the Quran. I tell you what, ignorance and fear are deadly partners. Together, they have caused more pain and suffering around the world than any natural disaster. And when they team up in their own perverted understanding of God, it's in those instances that African American military officers can fight for their country while being lynched in their country. Japanese Americans can get hoarded off to concentration camps. Mexican Americans can be racially profiled under the cloak of immigration. Muslim Americans can be blamed for all that is wrong in our nation, and our president must spend precious time reiterating that he is not Muslim. But in the words of Jerry Seinfeld, a Jewish American, not that there's anything wrong with that. If this was a weather report, we'd ask what atmospheric pressure is causing all of this. Is it global warming? Is it El Nino? No, it's more powerful than either. It's the wind of change. Real, deep, adaptive change. We are literally standing at the crossroads of a different way of life. And whenever we have been asked to make real change, great changes in the guiding principles of our lives, there is unrest and dis-ease. And we are discovering that we cannot do this without regard for our fellow brothers and sisters. In a nation where we hold the ideals of individualism in the highest regard, we are now having to seriously consider that I cannot get what I need without regard and consideration for my neighbor as myself. So where will all of this lead us? We are not sure. That's why many of us are so afraid. But I do know this, that history arcs toward the ultimate good outcome of humanity. That I believe. Despite all the vitriolic discourse, I am convinced that truth crushed to earth will rise. Our latter days will be better than our former days, and the same power that pushes babies into the world new every day, the same power that pushes the seed through the soil for harvest each year, the same power that raised the son of Abraham to new life is even now pushing, pressing, and bringing us through this transition to a brighter day. So, hold fast to your faith, shore up the cords of your hope, and spread wide the garment of your love. Pray while moving your feet as you reach out to those who have been discriminated and whose lives have been damaged by discrimination of any kind, and ask God, who made all of us, to help us to show the same hospitality, acceptance, kindness, care, and compassion that are the true signs of God's kingdom on earth. Be encouraged, Freedom's Chapel. And I look forward to seeing you at 8 a.m. on Sunday for our Journey of a Lifetime breakfast buffet and Bible study, and then at 9 a.m. for worship and praise. And remember, I love you, but God loves you even more.